Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another...
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a megalith ambush here to arrest us. Now Paimon's mad! You!
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious
Well, here they come.
Windblade!
Oz, reveal thyself!
As you wish, maid Fräulein. goes there? Take the target alive!
Nice and spicy! Everybody stand back!
Beaten! To arms! With the wind! Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the...
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go?
We're invited guests, here to look for the Liyue Qixing.
Well, as it happens, I am one of...
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never...
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery.
That was... Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side...
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious...
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little
Favor? But... Wait, that's right! Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to respect Liyue's culture.
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Well then, may we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon...
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Keqing,
Who are you calling strange?
You...
We're invited guests, here to look for the Liyue...
Well, as it...
Ooh,
I'm Keqing. I know of you.
wow.
The Guizhong Ballista and these Millilith are just here.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Anyway,
Oh, right.
just call me Keqing. I'd say that Ningguang...
We're not taking some...
When you say protect,
Huh?
you are mortals, and naturally, they would... I'll say it like it is.
Well, you've... Still...
Should I forget it. I should... Either way, Rex Lapis's death... How surprisingly civil... Well, for Ningguang, the time of the adept... I'll stop. You should both be off. The cream of Liyue...
Favor? But... Wait! That's right! Greeting gift...
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. You didn't actually Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng... So... Oh, right! Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich Why don't we go with that? With a certain boom shackle. Let's go gather ingredients. Time we...
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der Verirrt... I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
There's no...
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Oh, goodness gracious!
You're open!
Eat this! Goomba, get them!
Thank you.
I was not...
I understand. Don't say that. I'm Mung Dan. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that Is there anything that you lack? Antiques?
Wait a moment. Actually, we are...
Oh? And what might...
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment, and I'll let...
Great! Pie on sugar frosted slime. Ooh, look at that slime! It looks crystal clear and very delicious. That's the one!
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him... Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 100...
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other...
Sure, please help yourselves. As long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should... It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slide!
Oh yes, you might want to use...
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box... According to Kuching, this is what... Excuse me, do you sell the
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Cars.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grandmaster of the Knights. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait! Was Ver Goldet one of your...
Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista.
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time,
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take... Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and in the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Though beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Arch. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught complete. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our—
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within our—
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes.
Ooh! Is it—
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching, you'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But indeed, it seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stable. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also...
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So...
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's finger. Just imagine. How much more? Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is... La 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 la... Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. Spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body, but research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then? So you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves. That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place... Lady Ningguang
stunning today.
This gives good market insight.
Ningguang looks stunning today.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too.
Let's move.
Going anywhere. Freshness preserved.
Have a load of this.
You're not going anywhere. Closing the session.
You need to hurry up. Let's end this quickly.
Chill to the bone.
Finish quickly.
Cooked food. Disgusting.
Who's this?
Why do they never miss? Going in!
Help! My dinner isn't tracking me!
Well done.
Nice and spicy!
You need to hurry up.
No! Did I ruin everything?
Come, summer night from day.
This one's well done. Roasted fried. This one's well done. You need this quickly.
Adventure time! Adventure time! Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Everybody stand back! Almost. Benny's adventure team! I have failed you.
Dinner's gonna burn!
This one's well done. Mein Fräulein.
Adventure time!
Not breaking a sweat!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
This should be fun!
Adventure
My
time!
duty at an end. Have a look at this! Eat up! Roasted fry!
Odds reveal thyself! Nice and spicy!
Loneliness.
Roasted fry! You need to hurry up!
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
This one's well done! You need to hurry up! Roasted fry!
This realm is no home for a princess.
You need to hurry up!
Go in!
This one's well done! You need to hurry up!
Race you!
Roasted
Get some!
fry!
Race you!
You need to hurry up! This one's well done! You need to hurry up! Roasted fry!
Everybody stand back!
Windblade! This one's well done!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Unfortunate fault! Let's not waste time!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Let's end this quickly! Stay right there!
Everybody stand back! Gooba, get them! Help! Beginner is attacking me!
Let's end this quickly!
By royal decree!
documents here. And some stacks of blank paper too. Paimons? Oh, But how did a relic of the adept... Oh, maybe the being able to channel divine... And the last... Let's go!
Right on time. I myself only arrived. Did you enjoy your visit to the J?
It was so big and pretty.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about with?
She's super rich and so generous. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is...
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want...
No respect. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Though they are both although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she is only It said that she's the one behind the constant.
The Jade Chamber is only second.
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that.
That is how the Fatui have... No matter what they may be planning.
So, is there anything...
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we... Oh, right!
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by... Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort... Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these... No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the...
So how good is your... Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
I'm surprised him. Time to sing whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? Mama, get up! You're toast!
Why do they never miss? Go ahead! By royal decree!
Nice and spicy! Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent...
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face? Paimon can't remember.
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about... She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her sister?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on...
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my...
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotion. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid fair—
So what do you think of this?
Huh? This— As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue with— But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed—
Huh? Did you just say—
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue after the war ended. I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only— So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Xiangli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now. What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor...
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millelith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you... Neither path is an easy...
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng funeral parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the... So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, he must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do... But where could we find him? Where would he go at a time like...
We can do this!
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? This is where all of Tivat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. But even if we can't take any, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like, oh, right, it's quiet. Too quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're... where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment I arrived? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole lot longer to get the information I needed. Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stuff.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got! So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint! How I become...
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
No rest for the wicked.
Cowering already?
By royal decree!
Open. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger! Gotcha!
Everybody stand back!
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
To the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over. Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
As you wish, main Fräulein. No rest for the wicked.
That really hurt! I'm surprised, man! By royal decree, let the show begin! One shall descend once again.
Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Booba, get by royal decree!
Die here.
Adventure time!
You're cut above.
Look! Child's back to normal!
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of... You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never... In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to... It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers. As such, we must...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all...
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon stones. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them!
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on! It's the Adepti! What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan... Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient... Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against... So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessary.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here, we haven't a moment to spare. Our battle Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
Breaking a sweat! It is in fact my duty and an end.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
It's not safe.
No rest for the wicked.
Too low. That seemed to work. I miscalculated.
Race you!
That is Osial's divine power. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare you. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterwards. Every last one.
Send this quickly! Not breaking a sweat!
The ancient gods attacking again! There are so many victories too! We can't
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
Adeptal energy! That light from your body! It's like the time of Giant Curse! Wow! It's meditating shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Adventure time!
Frozen descent! You can't run!
That's gonna hurt in the morning!
Chill to the
Let the
bone!
show begin! Shadow Raven, let night fall!
We'll break you! Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun! This should be fun! Looks like
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
The faces were done like in a
name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
That perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
This isn't good.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Miscalculated. This isn't good. Stay right there. I guess this is it.
Race you!
No excuse.
I see what you mean, Fräulein.
Going in!
Rush to preserve.
Nice and spicy!
My duty.
Just shadow wing! Let night fall!
No rest for the wicked.
Over here! Lova, get them!
The two-ways numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short... It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any way...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed even to this very day. Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is true, but that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and...
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence and...
Oh,
Ningguang. Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I
apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my... I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered, although I am a mere mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for...
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be...
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found, and the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contract.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our... One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So, oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death? Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less right of parting that we're... organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems...
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only... We had better go and make sure that every... Now I got stomach cramps.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have—
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the City of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2—
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit—
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think—
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat. You remember the agreement, Morax.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now—
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract, for it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of—
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to—
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together on the That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to break—
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death—
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, You even deserved it. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, and hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never have been...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be... a real shame not to go there now.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from the... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank.
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious.
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such?
Forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement.
Hear ye all! The chief, though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered, having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not, and to let not the... Nor are they to believe street-born rumors, or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like... Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that not... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look. It's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
But it will.
As for the more...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see... And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for... Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay...
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight. As the Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. Yes, the nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, but if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience.
If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients.
While the Millilith stands guard, evil shall
Add astro.
there's still a long road ahead.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Yeah!